Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey guys, just wanted to comment on the Browns with their move that they made. That was a pretty good move to go ahead and get that guy, Jeudy, and that's one receiver down. We still need another hybrid-like receiver, and so when I was looking at the draft, I figured maybe the Browns could probably pick Troy Franklin and Malachi Corley. Troy Franklin would have been Jeudy, but now that that's taken up, I would go ahead and get Malachi Corley. Malachi Corley is a receiver that it's like a running back. And he would be our Debo, and he'd solve two problems. He'd be a third receiver, but he'd also be, a third running back. And if you look, the guy is great. So I'm hoping the Browns are at least considering that. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Let's welcome in Tim Bielek from the Plain Dealer, cleveland.com. Tim, Malachi Corley, he's interesting. Do you think the trade for Jeudy kind of moves them off of a receiver in round 2?
Maybe. I think if you're going to take a receiver, maybe you'd be more inclined, because you have Jeudy now, to kind of take a guy who maybe needs more development, which actually kind of favors Malachi Corley, because I think him coming into the NFL faces a similar issue to Cedric Tillman, where at Tennessee, there wasn't a lot of, nuance taught with the route running. And even though Tillman was very productive, you could see that, he had issues with, as far as, making sure his route running was clean and those sorts of things. And you could see a lot of similar concerns with Malachi Corley's profile. And I mean, I could definitely see receiver no longer being a true option at 54, because now with Jeudy, you could have a five wide trio group of Amari Cooper, David Njoku, Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, and now Jeudy. You can only have 5 skill players on the field at one time. So where does that leave you with Malachi Corley, for example? I look at Corley, he's a guy that I think he may need a little time, but he's a guy, because of his unique ability, maybe not as a gadget receiver, but because he has a Debo-like frame, he compares a lot to Debo. Use him in those situations, get him the ball quickly. He's a guy who can turn a 2 or 3 yard catch into about a 10 to 15 yard play, and he does that. He did that pretty regularly at Western Kentucky. So that to me would make sense, especially because you probably are going to have a decision next year about whether to keep Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, and Jeudy. You're probably not going to keep all 3 of them. So having another guy in the pipeline heading into year 2 in 2025, that's why I still think receiver might make some sense there. It just depends on the right guy.